At Adyen we process billions of transactions divided over thousands of merchants, and we are responsible for managing this risk on a merchant level. On a daily basis, the most important is of course that we know how much risk we run and what the appropriate reserve levels need to be. Before we used Olin, it was a manual process, and then somebody from the team needed to use Google to search out if anything important was ongoing with that merchant. And by using Olin, we basically automate this process and on a daily basis get the best news feed in regards to risk for our merchants.
When we met Adyen, we were already aware of their challenges in the market, because as a payment service provider, it's extremely important to understand if your merchants are still viable. Isn't there not any bankruptcy risk? Are the stores performing? And you can have your own metrics and your own ways of analyzing this by looking at payments data, but you also want to have an outside-in control by looking at news that can help as a control mechanism to really understand your merchant and know what they're up to. So with Olin, we look at news all over the world in different languages. We have 3 million news sources that are based also in Russia, in China, in Eastern Europe. And then we use algorithms that slice and dice the news into trend lines, into early warning signals, and everything you need to know to be on top of your portfolio or your environment. There is no company out there that has this combination on unstructured data in a lot of foreign languages.
At the end of 2019, we had a risk exposure on a travel merchant. Due to the tool of Olin, we found out that there were a lot of customer complaints ongoing, and that they were not returning funds to shoppers, and they were also not delivering their service anymore. We took immediate action, and this in the end ensured that we recovered a part of the loss which we otherwise would have faced.
With Olin, we put quite some emphasis on making sure that also the tool looks cool. We made sure that if you log into our dashboard, the design is all proprietary. We don't throw a lot of news at you, but we throw charts at you, because that's in the end what gives insights to our users, what they're looking for.
Olin reminds me of how Adyen was 5 or 6 years ago. It always puts you at the center of their service they deliver.
We will sit next to our client, investigate their problem on how can we solve it better, how can we do it different. Our platform is pretty generic, but per client we have the ability to customize. So this is a lens that we can put on their portfolio. We can tailor that lens to be even more specific to their needs, that they get exactly the signals they like. I think if you compare Olin to competitors, in a way we're really different is that we are specialized in the news mining also in the foreign languages, and that we have the ability to zoom in on what's happening in Russia, what's happening in China.
Olin gives me more peace at night. I know that things don't go by without being noticed. While pre-using Olin, it was a very manual check. It would only happen at a regular interval and less continuously as it currently is being used.